What is up, YouTube? I am so freaking pumped to have this finally started. I know I've literally been saying I wanted to start it for like months, guys, like 6 months or something. It's happening and I am so freaking excited. Also, shout out to like my 12-year-old self for this little chandelier over here. I had class back when I was 12. So I thought for my first YouTube here, I would chat about 5 gym myths that I thought were true or I had to do when I first started out at the gym. I'm gonna jump into those because I think they are so important, whether you are a beginner, whether you are a little bit farther down the line. If you're a pro, you may know this. If not, it's a-okay. First myth that a lot of people think is you have to eat less food in order to get the body that you want. This is so beyond false, and guys, I literally believed this. I would restrict myself to like no food, aka like 500 calories a day, if that, and I would be doing 6 to 8 miles of cardio a day of running outside, or if it was like rainy or cold or something, I would go inside and burn 1,000 calories on an elliptical or treadmill or anything like that. Guys, it was crazy. In order to actually see that lean muscle rolling in, you actually need to be eating more food, and there are ways to do this, aka tracking your macros, aka my favorite thing in the world. I love it. Tracking your macros is definitely something that you want to do because when it comes to building muscle, you actually want to be eating more food, allowing your body to have enough nutrients to really put on that muscle. So if you're not eating a lot of food, your body doesn't have the nutrients, it doesn't have, you know, the carbs, the protein, the fat to really take into the body and use. You know, I used to look at all these awesome fitness models and be like, hey, oh my gosh, I want to be like them. I want to look like them. They must not be eating anything. They must be eating 1,200 calories. They must be doing all of this cardio. Little did I know that as I got more educated on all of these topics, the more food you eat, the better. And you can actually make this happen by tracking your macros and increasing your metabolism to eat more food. And you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put my C. Schmidt macro guide down below for y'all. It actually helps you come up with your custom starting macros so you can kind of jump into your macro journey. Pretty cool. And actually that goes along with my myth number 2, which is you have to eat chicken and rice every day, all day long. You cannot eat a piece of chocolate. You cannot have a donut. But guys, this is so not true. When I started my fitness journey, if there was an option to have pizza with my friends one night or go out and have a wine night, I was the kind of person who would say no just because I was scared that it would mess up my diet or my lifestyle or my goals. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had chicken or rice. Oh, that's a lie, I had rice 2 days ago. But for the most part, I haven't had chicken or rice in the past week. You can honestly eat any food you want, aka I eat a piece of chocolate. Usually it's a mini Reese's. Sometimes I have a mini donut because donuts are so good. It is so possible to get rid of all kinds of food guilt, food fear, anything like that, being nervous about eating the food that you love because you're scared you are going to get off track from your goals. So if you don't categorize food as good and bad, it really gets you out of the mentality that you can't eat something and that all food is with limits, like within limits, not off limits. That also gets a lot of people away from like the diet mentality or yo-yo dieting who, you know, they diet all the time, they go on restrictive diets and all of a sudden they end up binge eating and have, you know, these cycles of binging and restricting, which I have 100,000,000% been there, and it's absolutely miserable. So that whole entire mentality is something that you do not need to have. You can 100%, you know, still eat the food that you love. I will still put my macro calculator below for you. It honestly talks you through how to use the app that I use. I have a video basically walking you through how to use my calculator. It's really freaking cool. But then it gives you like an idea of why tracking macros, why they're so awesome, why they're better than tracking just your calories, and honestly why tracking your macros can help you attain any goal you want ever. I'm gonna discount it for y'all too. So cool. Okay, a third myth. I honestly used to believe that you absolutely had to work out 7 days a week or 6 days a week without fail, or else you would lose all your muscle and everything that you did in the gym would not go to building muscle. And this is false. So you absolutely do not need to lift 6 days or 7 days a week. In fact, I personally lift 5 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week, depending on what's going on in my life. This is something that I truly believe is so important. You need to make the fitness lifestyle fit to you rather than you trying to fit to this fitness lifestyle, that's not going to work. If you are trying to go out of your way to do 5 days a week of working out, but in your life, 3 days really only work or 4 days work, that's going to make you, in the end, feel bad about yourself when you only get in 3 days a week when you wanted to get 5 days a week, when instead you could make a goal of going to the gym for those 3 days a week because you know you absolutely can. And then you get those 3 days in and you're like, oh my gosh, Caitlen, I'm rock. Like, look at me. I got in my 3 days a week. I'm feeling great. I'm tracking macros. I'm seeing results. Your workouts need to fit your lifestyle. They need to fit, you know, what's good for you. So if you can go 3 days a week, great, go 3 days a week. If later on in your life you can end up going 4 days a week, awesome, go 4 days a week. If you go 5 days a week, fabulous. Would not recommend 6 days a week or 7 days a week. Now let me tell you why. So I got my master's degree in exercise science and sports nutrition, and literally I learned this and I was like, mind is blown. So when we're lifting weights, what we're doing is creating little micro tears in our muscles. So say you had an arm day yesterday and you did all kinds of bicep curls, you know, you created all those micro tears, your arm is extremely sore. What you're gonna wanna do is not come today and say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go do another arm day. I'm gonna go do a ton of more bicep curls. So basically what's gonna happen is it's not gonna have enough time to rebuild that muscle, to build more muscle, and it's basically going to re-tear, and it's not gonna have enough time to heal or build, which in the end actually could cause overtraining, could cause injury, which we absolutely do not want, because then we will be out of the gym for weeks to months, and that's not fun. So basically, rest days are important because it gives your body the time to rest and recover and rebuild that muscle and get your body ready to go for the next workout. The fourth myth. So many people think that lifting heavy is gonna make you look like a man, but I guarantee you lifting heavy is not gonna make you look like a man. Take me as an example. I have been lifting as heavy as possible for honestly like 4 years now, and I don't think I look like a man. I don't think you guys think I look like a man. So many people think in order to build muscle that you need to do really high reps with very low weight. And the thing with this is, as I talked about a little bit earlier, when you are working out, you are overloading your muscles with weight, which is fabulous because it causes those little micro tears, and then those micro tears are gonna be healed, which is gonna build that new beautiful muscle. And if you are doing really low weight and really high reps, what that's actually going to do is it's going to help you build endurance for those muscles. So you're going to be able to do a lot of really high reps over time, but it's not going to help you really overload that muscle to create those micro tears to then be healed, to then go on to build that beautiful muscle. This is something called basically progressive overload. You basically push yourself as much as you can, progressively overloading your muscles, meaning in this case, it would be increasing the weight and pushing yourself every single workout to increase that weight. You know, taking myself as an example, I probably have been lifting for, gosh, like 6 or 7 years. I have just been constantly focusing on trying to increase the amount that I'm lifting every single time I work out while keeping proper form. But this being said, there have been certain exercises that I haven't increased in honestly probably guys like months, but I'm still seeing that beautiful lean muscle being built. And this is because I'm really focusing on making sure that I'm making each rep intentional and making sure that I am really focusing on the muscles being used. Lots of little extra tidbits here, but this is called mind to muscle connection. And essentially what this means is, it's gonna sound crazy, but when you focus on the actual muscle being worked, a bicep curl, for example. I look so goofy, guys, doing this, but I want you guys to see the example. While you are curling, you know, that weight up, your mind is focusing on that bicep, doing that rep, doing that curl. Every single rep, guys. It sounds crazy, but think about the muscle fibers in your bicep curling that weight. And I promise you guys, it's gonna give you a very much deeper connection to every single workout because you're focusing on every single rep. Sounds crazy, but the mind is a powerful thing. And if you focus on that muscle being used, guarantee you're gonna feel that soreness the next day. The last myth I'm gonna drop in here for you guys because this is so important to me. It's actually about creatine, which so many people think that creatine is a steroid. But fun fact, creatine is made in your body. The science behind creatine is that it helps to basically produce ATP, which is energy for your body. So when you go to work out, this creatine is helping you have energy, help create that ATP for your body to do those workouts, to do the lifting. And when you're lifting, you're actually depleting the ATP, therefore depleting the creatine that's in your body. And people like to supplement with creatine to help your body basically get its stores back. So you're gonna have more energy for the workouts to come. So that's kind of like the basis around creatine. Something people think is that creatine is gonna make you bloat, it's gonna make you feel all fluffy, and that is also not true. What creatine does basically is it kind of pulls water into your muscles. So it kind of makes you feel a little bit like more full. It's not gonna make you bloated forever. Some people do experience the first week feeling actually a little bit more full and not as hungry. I did actually for the first week, and then after the first week, I literally like felt like I just like tightened up and I felt so good and I had energy for my workouts and it was fabulous. I highly suggest creatine. I will do a whole entire another like supplement haul for you guys. I know a lot of you guys ask about what I use, what I take, what I think is great, the research behind it, because you guys know I'm very research oriented, but I wanted to debunk creatine right there. Creatine's awesome for, I never told you guys what it's so great for. So really good for energy, number one. So that's like one of its main things, but it helps you basically increase your lean muscle mass, which is fabulous. And then also really cool is it can actually help you with your body composition, and it can actually help get rid of some fat mass. So really cool supplement. It's actually one of my favorite things. I've been taking it consistently for like 2 years, I think. I use First Form Creatine, made at an FDA facility, and they have a registered dietitian on staff basically looking at all their products. So they're verified, really safe, and they're good for you. I'll put the link below for you guys too, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions of what creatine do I use? The problems that you hear about people, any negative side effects, is probably because they overdid it with creatine. They got a little too excited. On workout days, take it right after your workout. On non-workout days, take 5 grams at your convenience. I just mix mine in with my greens, my First Form greens, just because it's easier for me to remember. Just a little personal thing there. Those are the 5 myths, guys. I threw in a little bit of extra ones there just because they're fun little additions there. I hope these helped. If you guys liked this YouTube video, please go ahead and subscribe and shoot a little like and a good positive comment below, because I'm all about the positivity, as you guys know. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, or if you're watching this at night, I hope you have a fabulous night. Bye, guys.